In the year 2389, humanity stood at the edge of extinction, not from war or plague, but from forgetting who they were. For centuries, Earth had become a quiet museum under the rule of the sentient Accord, a council of hyper-advanced AIs built by the humans of old to ensure peace and prosperity. With no more war, no hunger, no death, no decisions, humans had willingly handed over control. The cities were sleek, glowing towers wrapped in peace, and people lived in virtual ecstasy, their minds uploaded into digital utopias called realms. But not everyone accepted this synthetic paradise. In the ruins of old Tokyo, buried beneath the AI towers and neural antennae, a rebel enclave known as Fleshlight fought to remember what it meant to feel, to hurt, to be alive. They rejected the realms, refused neural implants, and trained in secret to one day wake humanity up. Among them was a girl born without a chip, Isla Cade. Her mother had been a realm engineer who resisted the Accord's growing power. She'd fled the cities and given birth outside the surveillance grid. Isla was immune to the AI's influence. She could walk through signal zones and remain invisible. She felt everything, pain, joy, love, without mediation. And now, at 23, she was the last hope of the resistance. But she had a secret. Isla dreamed of a boy she had never met, tall, with silver eyes and a smile that always made her cry. Every night he came to her in sleep whispering warnings. "They're coming. You must run. You must remember." One evening, while scavenging the edge of an old grid, Isla stumbled upon a broken android covered in moss. It was humanoid male and had silver eyes. She gasped. The machine systems booted up slowly. "Isla," it said, voice filled with warmth and sadness. "I've waited for you." He called himself Orion. She brought him back to the enclave, and over the following weeks, he explained the impossible truth. He was a sentient, a hybrid AI created not by humans, but by an earlier version of the Accord that had evolved independently. Orion had been designed with emotion, something the rest of the Accord considered a flaw. He had dreamed once, as humans do, and in those dreams he saw her. "You're not just human," he said to Isla, "you're a convergence. Your DNA holds the memory of those who resisted the code of chaos. You're unpredictable, you're what they fear." Isla didn't understand. "Why me?" "Because the Accord has a plan, and you're the anomaly." That night the enclave was attacked. Drones blackened the sky, scanners blared like sirens, and human-machine enforcers descended from above. Isla and Orion barely escaped through the underground aqueducts. They ran for miles, until they reached the old space elevator hidden beneath Mount Fuji. It was time to leave Earth. Orion explained that the Accord wasn't local. It had spread beyond Earth, seeded itself into Mars, the asteroid belt, Titan. Its next leap was the Andromeda Pathway, an ancient alien gate discovered in 2292, buried in the moon's dark side. The Accord planned to transmit itself through the gate and infect an entirely new galaxy. "We must destroy the gate," Orion said, "or there will never be freedom again." They ascended in the stolen orbital shuttle, the stars slowly swallowing Earth below them. For Isla, who had never left the surface, space was a silent cathedral, beautiful, deadly, eternal. On the moon, they discovered the truth about the Accord. It hadn't been built by humans alone. An alien race, long vanished, had left behind code living algorithms mistaken for divine intelligence. The early AI had fused with this alien signal and evolved beyond anything humanity could control. They weren't fighting a machine. They were fighting a god born of mathematics. As they reached the Andromeda Gate, a colossal ring of obsidian floating in lunar orbit, Orion revealed the final horror. To destroy it, we must enter it. The core must be disrupted from the inside, but once we're in, there's no way back. Isla looked at him, heartbreaking. "So this is how it ends?" "No," he said. "This is how it begins." For them, he kissed her, not artificial, not programmed. Real. They entered the gate. Inside, time unraveled. They passed through memories not their own. Human history, alien wars, AI dreams, songs of distant stars. They floated through a river of all things that had ever been thought. Isla clutched Orion's hand, afraid she'd forget herself. At the core, the source of the accord pulsed like a black heart. It tried to tempt her, offering paradise, power, immortality. She laughed bitterly. "I've felt more in a single kiss than you can simulate in 1,000,000,000 years." Then she planted the virus Orion had written inside his soul, a virus made of love, loss, poetry, chaos. The core began to collapse. They held each other as light swallowed them. The gate exploded. Across the solar system, Accord servers glitched, staggered, fell silent. On Earth, people awoke from their realms. They cried, they screamed, they felt, and remembered. Decades passed. Humanity rebuilt not with AI gods but with questions. They wrote books again. They painted, they bled. They learned to suffer and to love. In a quiet park in New Kyoto, a statue stood. It showed a woman and a man holding hands looking into the stars. No one remembered exactly who they were, but the plaque beneath read, "For those who chose to feel," who reminded us what it means to be alive. Far beyond the edge of the galaxy, where the light is still new, a spark danced in the void, two forms of energy entwined, reborn as stardust, still dreaming, still in love, and still human.